everybody, it's me, Stella Wild, and I'm here with your weekly tarot reading and intuitive messages for October 7th through the 13th. I'm going to try something a little different this week and do them by element. So I'm going to do all fire sign, then do air, water, and earth, okay? And the thing about this week is that we have a new moon in Libra happening on Monday. It is loosely square Pluto, so there is definitely a feeling this week of transformative issues being brought to our attention via relationship issues that need to be transformed, that come up for review. We know that that is a theme anyway, with Venus going retrograde in Scorpio and then backtracking a little bit into Libra later on in this month. So ways that we've been perhaps obsessive in relationships, looking at power dynamics in relationships and how those need to shift and change, how we want to plant new seeds for relating with other people. That is a theme for this week with this new moon in Libra, because Libra is the seventh house. It's all about relationships. It's all about interacting with other people. So that's some interesting energy that's going on this week. I just want to also say that my Libra, happy birthday Libras out there, my Libra year ahead birthday reading is available in the shop, as is my Virgo year ahead birthday reading, and I will leave those links in the description. So I'm going to pull from my Osho Zen deck this week, and then I think I'm going to clarify with, actually let me take those out, with my regular tarot. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to say, this is a general reading, all right? It's general, and especially since I'm going to group together the signs this week, all fire, all air, all water, and then all earth. So if you need a personal reading with me, please book one. I will leave the link in the description. Okay, so let's get into it. I need a sip of coffee first, though. I'm filming this in the morning. I usually film these at night, but because I have some other obligations to attend to this weekend, I'm getting it done early Saturday morning, so hence the coffee. Okay. All right, so my fire signs, my Aries, my Leos, my Sagittarius people, what is their theme for this week? So again, I'm going to pull an Osho Zen card for y'all, and then let's clarify as we need to with regular Rider Waite. Okay, what are my fire signs? What's their theme for the week? Fire signs theme, energetic theme for the week: transforming their relationships, reevaluating relationships, planting new seeds for relationships. What do my fire signs need to know? Well, fire signs, you got the aloneness card, which is in regular tarot the Hermit card. So this is all about taking a step back this week from these relationship dynamics and perhaps forging a path on your own. Some of you have already done that. We know the Leo September reading was crazy, right? The monthly reading I did where a lot of relationship issues were coming out. But also for Sagittarians, they've been having a lot going on as well, just general life direction and purpose, but particularly in regards to relationships this week. For my Aries, what I'm hearing right now is that your issues of being a maverick and going alone need to really come up for review this week. That the best way forward for you isn't always alone. And you guys know that. It's just that you feel so comfortable. Aries feels so comfortable just charging ahead and doing their own thing. And there can be, of course, great clarity when one does that, right? You're moving toward this source of light. And, you know, because you're not, I don't want to say burdened by other people's agendas, but they're not, you don't have to sift through them. When you're just yourself and focused on your own path without outside interference or outside influences you have to process, the way toward clarity is usually easier and swifter. And Aries likes swiftness. Aries likes boom, let's go, right? So this week, the transformational energy to look at, fire signs, is where do I need more aloneness in relationship? Where do I need to transform my own relationship with being alone? Because some fire signs, they really like attention. Fire signs. Hey, Mars and Leo talking here. I know I like attention. So because fire signs really tend to thrive on attention, being the center of attention, being very action oriented, having people notice them, when they are having to go it alone or forced by circumstance to go it alone, it can be very challenging for them. But the energy right now this week is to sit with that, is to see what is your relationship, for some of you, for some fire signs, your relationship to your own aloneness. And what does that mean for relationships? If you're not in a relationship now, how does your own comfort in being in this energy perhaps put up a block for you so that you can't connect as easily with other people? So there's just stuff to think about this week. Planting seeds for that. All right, let me just clarify. I'm going to clarify quickly because I got to try to keep these under 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. All right, what else does fire signs need to know about this energy for this week, this new moon? You will glean a pearl of wisdom this week through your aloneness, fire signs, that you can't get when you're being an attention hog. Like I talk about my other cat, I have 2 cats, and the boy cat, I mean, he is a Pisces, but oh my gosh, he must have his moon in Libra or something, because not Libra, in Leo, because he's an attention hog. And it's kind of like that. Like if you're constantly trying to get attention from other people, you're not going to be able to sit still and get that pearl of wisdom that wants to come to you. That's going to help you transform your relationships. All right. Okay, yeah. So we got 2 of Swords upside down. So the time of sitting there with your arms folded across your chest, just waiting and hoping that your relationships are going to change, that is not going to happen. Is not going to serve you. You have to take an active role this week, fire signs, in sitting with the energy and making a conscious effort to change how you are approaching your aloneness in relationships. How can you transform it? So for example, if you've been in a long-term relationship that's gotten rather stagnant, and you are 2 ships passing in the night, you live together, married, whatever, and yet you're alone. And that has to change. So can you be by yourself this week and listen to your internal guidance system and reevaluate what's really important to you? Do you want to continue the next 20 years, 10, 25, whatever, year even, or month of your life in this stagnant energy of things not changing? Because they have to. They have to change. Fire signs have so much. I mean, all signs do, of course. But fire signs have such an enthusiastic love energy. They, and it's a shame. It's a shame when that gets wasted on stagnant situations and people that are not appreciating that exuberant energy that fire signs bring to connecting. So that's something to think about, because that's a value, fire signs. That is a value. And it's all about reevaluating our values around relationships with this Venus retrograde and new moon in Libra. So that is a value that fire signs bring to a relationship. Don't discount that, fire signs. That's valuable. It's very valuable. All right. So, yeah. That's what Stella says. Okay. All right, where am I at now? Air signs. Air signs, air signs. My air signs. All right, air signs. What are my air signs? Let me just crack these one more time. All right, air signs. What do my air signs need to know? Air signs. Air signs, the energy this week. Air signs. I'm getting hot. It's energy today. Okay. My air signs. Yes, I'm feeling this one. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You got the Ten of Swords. This is Ten of Swords in regular deck. But in the Osho deck, he calls it suppression. So I'm just going to zoom that in. Of course, my webcam reverses everything. But so suppression, my dears, how are you tamping down your light? How are you not shining too brightly? That's what I'm hearing, actually. It's not even a literal interpretation of this. How are you tamping down your light to make other people feel comfortable in relationships? How are you, like I was just giving my speech to my fire signs, how are you dampening your natural lightness of energy? Air signs are so light and effervescent and bubbly, and I mean that in all good ways. Like, they just bring this breath of fresh air to relationships. They always come with new ideas, new insights, exciting things to share, right? That is their superpower. And for some people in relationship right now, some air signs in relationship, they are suppressing. Look at the air in this card. I'm going to hold this up right here so you can see. The face of Stella is the suppression card. Okay. So take a look at this. Look at the clouds in the sky. They're not light and airy and breezy. They are storm clouds. Because what has to transform for my air signs in relationship is, are you being appreciated? Are you getting, I'm also hearing, are you getting your fair share? That there is an imbalance in the giving and receiving if you're in a relationship right now. If you're not in a relationship now, then my air signs need to look at this week of transforming their relationship to thinking they have to damp down their light in order to connect. Like, the right people will not feel that you are too much, air signs. Because air signs, I love air signs. Again, I love all the signs, but you know, the energy is different. I mean, I have a lot of, I don't have very much air in my chart. I have one thing in air. So, it's not a natural energy I vibe with, but I love air signs and I appreciate them. Again, why? Because they bring that buoyancy. They bring those fresh ideas. They bring just a interesting connection with the world. Like, they're so tuned in and want to share their insights. And I love that. I love that. And it takes a special energy to appreciate that, to connect with that. I'm not saying I'm like super special or anything, but I mean, to like really be in a relationship with that, with that type of energy, you really want somebody who appreciates that in you. Just like fire signs want somebody who appreciates their enthusiasm. You want somebody, air sign, that appreciates all the ideas that you bring, all the, like I said, just the lightness. I mean, you're able to take a situation and transform it, a situation that can be rather dark and foreboding, and you can bring levity to it. You can bring some lightness that is much needed to it. So how are you suppressing that? Why are you suppressing that? this week, like, look at that. Like, there has to be a new way for you to move forward in your relationships, air signs, so that you are not suppressing and having these dark storm clouds come out. Because, you know, when a Gemini tamps down their natural energy, they can get very sarcastic and rude. When a Libra tamps down that energy, they cannot make a decision, and they almost fall into like this lethargy that they can't like pull themselves out of. And Aquarians, when they are not bringing out that the best of their sign, when they feel suppressed, they go into this cold, objective, almost robotic like kind of response. And again, I'm speaking in general, but and every sign has a bad, you know, bad so-called bad energy, bad side, or less than favorable. So this week is all about air signs looking at, I'm going to pull another card, looking at how you have been tying, well, let me actually look at this card again, tying yourself up in knots. And it's K-N-O-T-S, but also N-O-T-S, knots. You're not this, you're not that. You're not this way or that way, because whoever you're in relationship with is making you feel like you can't be yourself. Or that's a dynamic you need to change. If you're not in a relationship now, how are you thinking that you can't be yourself? How can you transform that? All right, let's see. Let's see what else I have here for my air signs. This came up for Gemini for the monthly of October. Check out the monthlies if you haven't already done so. Self-expression. And also expression in a group, right? Because this is three people. So so this is interesting because sometimes, right, you can be yourself in a group of people, but then when you're one-on-one with somebody or in, intimate relationship, it's like some other dynamic takes hold. So this to me is the classic example of how somebody can be very powerful at work, sociable, successful, and then at home, this is the energy that comes out in the relationship. So air signs, I would say this week, look at how that dynamic may be playing out for you and how you want to change it and transform it. You're one way at work, chatty Cathy, interacting with people, the way air signs do. You're here, there, everywhere, talking, networking, enjoying people. And then at home, you're like in knots. You can't do this. You can't say that. Don't do this. Don't do that. All right. All right. Air signs. All right. Very good. I need another coffee. All right. Where am I at? Water signs. My water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I almost forgot Pisces. Pisces. All right. What do my water signs need to know this week for their new moon? Their new moon energy. All right. And then let me just snap them. Not snap them. What would life be like if we didn't snap our cards? I know some people don't like to snap them, whatever. Hey, personal preferences, whatever. All right. All right, let's see. My lovely water signs. What is their energy? I'm not feeling it yet. As I've said in other videos, I like to feel it in my fingers, and I know. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. All right. Water signs, look at this. You got the success card. 6 of Wands. So I think this week, water signs, you're going to get an affirmation that a recent change that you've made in the way that you're interacting, or a change that you make this week with this new moon in Libra, loosely squaring transformative Pluto in Capricorn, that a change you're making, a decision that you take, is going to bring you relationship success. This may be just even like a tiny tweak that you make to a way that you communicate. And that's great. This is, what else do we need to say about this? But I'm going to let's pull a clarifying and see what else we can get from this. So, yeah, I got to clarify this. So something that you're going to do this week, water signs, is going to show you that you are on the right track in relating to other people. I'm really getting a sense of like an affirmation that you are very special to someone. And you're going to hear that this week, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, in a way that you haven't heard it before. And it may not even just be hearing it. It may be something that somebody does for you. All right, I'm feeling, whoa. These cards are popping out. Okay. So we have the High Priestess. Beautiful. So, and you know, my water signs, very intuitive, as we know. So by listening, I feel like this happened within the last like couple weeks since that full moon in Aries. I think that you've been listening to your internal guidance system about your intuition, right? Your internal guidance system about changes that in communication, I feel that you have to make in order to connect with greater success with people. And you're going to see the fruits of that this week. And I would also say that you will put into practice, even to like a higher level, like a next step up, this new communication, it could even be boundaries that you draw. Whatever is the issue for you, right? And remember, this is a general reading. I can't possibly, tune into every single person's situation. But this could even be like a boundary you put in place so that a relationship, or that you can feel more successful in your relationships. Because as you know, we've heard many times, we teach people how to treat us. And one way that we can ensure a better treatment, a successful treatment, is that we put boundaries into place. We say, no, like you cannot do this or that or that. I won't put up with that. So that could be the thing. You're going to see that this week as well, water signs, that you've put those boundaries in place since the full moon, I would say, in full moon in Aries, asserting that boundary. And because it was really bothering you, this your intuition was telling you like you really had to step up and do this and take care of yourself. And as a result, you're going to be feeling rather victorious this week, water signs, in it could be a new resolve, it could be a new form of communication that you've put into place, for yourself. It's more about yourself and feeling good in relationships. And sometimes, as we know with water signs, they can give and give and give and give, and they forget about themselves, and the boundary gets blurry. Water signs ebb, flow, merge, right? And the boundary gets blurry, and they don't, and again, I'm speaking in general, they don't take care of themselves enough. They become overly concerned with the other person in the relationship. But I feel like this week you're going to see, my dear water signs, that the new habits that have been brought about, the new ways of being in your boundaries and your communication, are going to bring you a feeling of personal satisfaction. You're going to see that whatever came to light for you, like I said, around that full moon that we had, September 24th, and the things that your intuition was telling you, you could have even had a powerful dream of something you really needed to start doing. You could even have the dream this week, actually, of how you need to change a certain way of being and communicating in your relationships so that you feel more successful in them. And I feel it's more to do with the boundary issue. Okay. All right. That's my water signs. And now, where am I at? Earth signs. Right. Okay. I'm not used to doing it this way. I'm used to doing all my 12 signs, but I'm trying to keep my video a little shorter this week because I have some stuff, personal stuff I got to take care of, and I want to get your video out for you. All right. My earth signs. My earth signs. What do my earth signs need to know? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What do they need to know? This transformative energy this week. What do they need to know? Yes, this one. Okay. Moment to moment, Two of Cups. So, oh, I'm sorry, Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. This card, this Osho card, is really, as it says, it's pretty plain here. Moment to moment, staying grounded in the present moment and not putting too much heavy expectations on the future and going into that monkey mind of what if this, what if that, oh my God, this, that, the other thing. And then you just end up in this loop of anxiety, you know, that monkey mind, and nothing gets done, and you drive the other people around you crazy. Okay. So take a look. Take a look at this card. You see this person needs to keep their balance. They need to keep their balance, and they need to step carefully. And in order to keep their balance and step carefully, they have to pay attention. And if you are up in your head all the time and daydreaming and in anxiety of projecting into the future, you're not paying attention. Excuse me. And you're going to fall on your butt. You're going to fall on your ass, and, you know, that's going to hurt. All right, let's clarify. So in terms of relationships and transforming, being able to, I really am feeling this, like, not drive the other people around you crazy with your projections into the future and asking them for constant feedback and reassurance about, you know, what you're doing, what's going to happen, or with, you know, with your personal projects and or with the relationship. Because that can really drive somebody crazy, right? You constantly, you know, what about this? What about that? Or should we do this? Or should we do that? So staying, really just taking it moment by moment, staying in the present moment. And also this idea of appreciating the person you're involved with. Because sometimes earth signs can get so caught up in the day-to-day because they're so focused on achieving their goals and being productive. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But they can sometimes forget that you have to nurture a relationship day to day for it to be successful. So this card, this moment-to-moment card, would also suggest that to me. If you don't want to lose this relationship, if you don't want to fall on your butt in this relationship, then take the time to plant a new seed this week with the new moon in Libra of relationships to maybe appreciate the person you're involved with a little bit more. If you're not involved with someone, I would say that this card then relates to your relationship with yourself. What are you doing every day to nurture and take care of yourself, earth signs? Because again, like I said, earth signs can get so caught up in the day-to-day building of whatever it is they want to build and create. An empire, whatever it is. They forget that they got to take care of themselves. This is eating right, sleeping enough, exercising, connecting with other people, and not just existing in their own little bubble. So all of those things. So it is time to plant some intentions for yourself this week. If you're a single earth sign, to take better care of yourself. Because then what will happen when you do meet somebody, that will carry over. If you know how to take care of yourself, you're going to be a better partner to somebody else. Because you'll know how to nurture them as well. If you don't know how to nurture yourself, how can you do that for somebody else? Or, you know, be a supportive influence to someone else. All right, what else do my earth signs need to know? All right, earth signs. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. Okay, we got the moon card. I'm hearing that there is an element of dysfunction. There's an element of dysfunction from childhood. For some of you, this is not going to be for everybody, that makes this either happen or makes it difficult to take care of yourself. And that's something to take a look at. That there is a dysfunctional element, this pattern of anxiety was developed possibly in childhood. Again, this is general. This is for some of you. And if you take the time this week to really look at that and stay in that moment-to-moment energy, you can start creating this new habit. And by the full moon, you'll be much more on your way to making that happen for yourself more regularly than it has been in being able to stay in the present moment and take care of yourself and not drive other people crazy with your anxiety and your what if scenarios and things like that. So, because with the moon card, okay, I'm hearing another thing. I'm hearing also that some of you may need, if you're in a partnership, some of you may need to open up to a partner about this, that they are not aware of the level of your anxiety. Okay? And for some of you, it's not about keeping that secret or hidden away anymore. That if you want to really create a new relationship dynamic, is you got to open up to your partner. This is, I feel, if you have a partner in your life. All right, and that's going to be applicable to some. That they are not aware, and they can give you the emotional support that you need, but not in a way that is when you're constantly, oh my God, I'm anxious, tell me what's going to happen. Not that kind of thing, but more they can be supportive of you opening up to this new aspect of yourself, and they will be more patient with it, because I think some of you are almost driving some of your partners around the bend with this, like I said, this projection into the future and the anxiety. So if you don't have a partner, like I said, I think this is about being able to plant a new seed for managing your own anxiety, right? And your own self-care, and being able to enact a new pattern in that for yourself by the time of the full moon in Taurus, by the way, in Taurus, fellow earth sign in Taurus, which is all about grounding and stabilizing and, illumination of those things in your life at a full moon. So it's fellow energy that jives with yours, fellow earth energy. So I think this is a good time to look at that this week and plant a new seed, a new way of, as I said, relating with yourself if you're single, in terms of self-care in order to manage that anxiety. Because if you're on a yoga mat, or if you're at the gym, or if you're engaged in some other, personal care thing, cooking a healthy meal for yourself, you got to focus on that. You can't, moment to moment, you can't be like projecting into the future. You got to stay attentive to that task. So through attention to daily self-care, you can really help minimize that anxiety. And you will see that if you enact that, if you plant that new seed at this new moon, you will see that by the full moon in Taurus on October 24th, I believe. Okay, there you have it. 34 minutes. That's better than my 59 minutes. Okay, everybody, I wish you a great week. Again, this was your weekly for October 7th to the 13th. Please check out my monthly videos if you haven't already done so. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And I hope you all have a great week. Okay, take care. Me, Stella Wild. Bye-bye.